Welcome to the Dreamers to Achievers series, episode 2. Today's focus is on enhancing relationships by and through communication and life coach services. It is my honor, it is our honor today to welcome the guest of honor, Mrs. Chirenga, the Director of Women in Communities in Zimbabwe. They are into empowering women, including projects that they run within the country. Can you beef up to that?
Thank you, Mr. Marufu, for bringing me on board. Yes, Women in Communities works with women, and we do a number of empowerment projects. And when we talk of empowerment, we talk about ensuring that the woman is complete, her health is complete, her livelihoods are secure, and her rights, she understands her rights as much as possible. We do this through a number of interventions. We teach them personal skills.
Oh, great.
We bring awareness of issues that are pertinent to their livelihoods. We also address issues that they face as individuals, as families, and as communities.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you. So we are on board for a reason.
Thank you.
We are on board. Now, with our organization, our vision is to empower people. Empowering people, including women.
Yes.
So our key role is to empower women, to empower men, to empower everybody. Right. Now, our vision is to equip, to inspire, so that by the end of the day, all at individual level, at family levels, are empowered. And our values are biblical in approach, including the professionalism and that personalized approach to ensure the desired results are achieved. Right. Now, through our experiences have shown something that needs your attention. We have observed some challenges that we see, but in this case, for this day, with a special focus to women, we have observed there are noted conflicts within the family, drug abuse within the family, separations that are taking place, divorces that are taking place. Name them. Now, with that, it brings, that's why we are on board and we are with you today. Right. Can you now share, in line with our topic, how communication can enhance relationship?
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's very important that we talk about this. A lot of relations die or collapse because there is lack of communication between spouses, between family members, and even within the communities that they live. And I want to believe that communication should start with the individual.
Okay.
How much do you know yourself? How much do you understand about what you desire?
Okay.
How much do you want the next person to know about you? And how then do you interact with the next person?
Okay.
That way, then you will have understood yourself better. And as a result, you can interact with others even better.
Oh, okay. Okay. So there's a lot of activity that happens within your organization, within the ladies as well.
Oh, yes.
And where I'm coming from, we are in a life coach services organization. We provide the life coach services from two sides. Personal development coaching and the business coaching as well.
All right.
Now, with what we may now want to share the experiences in terms of what you face on the ground as an organization with the ladies, with the women that you interact with. Yeah.
Many a times women come forward because they've got issues, personal issues, or they've got relational issues within their homes. And when they approach us as an organization, we try and help them to understand the problem and maybe find solutions to the problems. And when they do, we give advice. We are also a Christian-based organization. We quote scriptures that we think may help them, and then we help them come through with whatever problems they have.
Okay. And with that now, I've cited what we face on the ground, right? Can you share some of the real problems at hand that you have seen, observed within our communities?
Yeah, women suffer a lot in terms of self-confidence. This is eroded because maybe they've been exposed to some form of betrayal, some form of bitterness that is within them, abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse. A lot of our women go through that. And so the help that we give them may not be adequate. We always feel they need special skills to cope with those problems, which we probably as an organization may not be able to afford them.
Oh, yes.
So we refer them to organizations such as yours, where they will get further support in whatever they have. This results in problems of mental health. A lot of women go through depression because of what they go through on a daily basis, literally. And if this is not helped, if this is not harnessed early enough, we find that this woman will go further, deeper into that depression, to the extent sometimes of losing who they are. And we have come across cases like that.
Perhaps it could assist our audience to appreciate what's mental health. Can you give some insight to it?
It's unfortunate in our society, we don't look at depression as an issue for mental health. Once you talk about mental health, people think you are psychologically affected, or you are now emotionally deranged. Yes, but that's not always the case. A small issue can actually lead you into mental health issues. And unfortunately, we brush them aside and don't take them seriously. You lose your spouse, you lose your child, you lose a relative. That brings upon you a lot of issues. You are abused. Emotional issues come on board, and mental health issues come out of there.
Interesting. And thank you for coming up and with that kind of organization that is addressing these issues. And from the way I hear you, it looks like you have counseling.
Yes.
And there is some kind of counseling services within the organization.
Yes.
And take note, there are three aspects that we need to closely look at: counseling, mentoring, and coaching.
Right.
Counseling, you are stabilizing somebody emotionally, right? To another level.
Yes.
And when we talk about mentoring, iron sharpens iron. We share notes to complement and to sharpen each other.
Yes.
But when we talk about coaching, it's now saying, where are you? You have gone through perhaps the counseling session. You have gone through, you are complementary on the mentoring, right? And now we are saying, come, let's move.
Yes, let's help you get on.
Let's move on.
Yes.
From where you are to where you want to be.
Yes.
And we agree to move together to achieve the desired results. But having said that, thank you for citing the challenges that we are facing as women, right? In the next segment, we are going to be looking at how to And what strategies can we come up with? Welcome again, Mrs. Chirenga. Now, like what we said earlier on, what are you doing as an organization to address these challenges, these relationship challenges that women are facing, more so with, within the context of communication?
What we've experienced is that women tend not to speak out. Women tend to bottle issues. They don't express themselves enough to be understood by whoever they need to communicate with. So what we've done as an organization is to come up with communication skills that we've given them through training sessions, through interaction that we do with them, hoping that these skills will give them the ability to say whatever it is. We have cases of women that are abused, physically, sexually, and they don't say anything. We always urge them to speak out and say whatever it is, no matter how small it may appear, because that way the communication starts. We also give them skills on that boosts their self-confidence. Yes, management skills, for instance. You've got the skills to do this. You don't have to wait for the men to do it for you. Stand up as a woman and do it yourself. So those are some of the skills that we give them. Entrepreneurship skills, for instance. Be economically empowered. Have the money to look after yourself without necessarily depending on what the husband brings home. So that way we release a lot of tension between spouses.
But Mrs. Chirenga, what causes all this? Is it the family? Is it where is it coming from, the way you have seen it?
It's a bit of everything. We're looking at family dynamics. We look at the in-laws, for one. Socialization of the woman. What was she taught as a child? How was she taught to behave in certain circumstances? That again also affects her. And then we look at the patriarchal nature of our society, which thinks woman is always subservient to the men. And as a result, the woman always takes the lower place in the community, in the home. And she will never rise, and she always holds on to these small bits of information that she could be speaking out as an individual.
So you are touching two angles now. We have the women who are there with such challenges, right? That suggests even the parents for the next generation need empowerment to that level again.
Absolutely.
So that they empower children starting from the home. But are you also touching that area?
We try. Our organization doesn't just focus on women. It also focuses on young girls.
Oh, great.
Yes. So when we talk of, when we interact with the younger girls, we are saying we have equal roles. We talk of gender equality. A lot of people misconstrue this to mean that we are struggling for power, we're struggling for... We are simply saying, give everyone an opportunity, be it a girl, be it a boy. Let them grow up knowing that they are equally capable.
So in other words, you engage you have the young women, the young adults, who are still with their own parents. If for any reason you pick with our daughter, for example, how far do you go in terms of...
So what we've been doing of late, we've got a program that we're doing with school-going girls and boys, for that matter. So we also engage the parents so that they understand that what we are doing with their children at school, we want it to happen at home as well. Then this synergy between home and school will enhance this program. It will make it more meaningful because we are not conflicting between home and what is being happening at the school. And we don't want to give the impression that these women's organizations come to spoil our children, come to give them different ideas from what we have. So we engage the parents. We talk to them about what we are doing with their children, and they understand us from that perspective. So it has worked very well with both the mother and the girl. Yes.
And you are saying these three parties, the parents, the child, the young adult, and yourselves, you complement each other.
We do complement each other. We do not work in isolation. Yes, otherwise our program ceases to be relevant.
Yes. But how is this received by the parents in particular, especially the men's side?
It's
in terms of communication between the wife, the young adult, and the men?
Unfortunately, like I said, we are very patriarchal. Men resist some of these programs. We go to the school, we ask the heads of the school to invite parents, but only mothers show up.
Oh, come on.
Yes, mostly it's mothers. But fortunately, they are always willing to talk. And we hope then they'll go home and say what it is that we are trying to achieve in the correct context.
So what you are saying now is we have reason to be saying we can take care of everybody. We can equally engage men actively.
Yes.
But then what are the perceptions around it in terms of communication? How is that perceived? If we invite men, for example, they are invited Padare, our coaching organization, how do you guys perceive that?
That is absolutely brilliant. That is how we should do it. Padare will sharpen the men. WICO will sharpen the women. We are aiming for the same thing. We are focusing on the same thing. We are trying to unite these two parties to understand the same issue the same way. We need to just complement each other. If we feel that as WICO, we cannot handle the men as effectively as we would want to, we then make reference to Padare and maybe to organizations such as yours.
But then we have had a challenge where we have misperceptions, where when women go for the WICO as an organization meetings, it's perceived as if you are going to re-strategize and come up with certain what. And when the women as well, they go to Padare, they come to us. I mean, when men come to us, it's also perceived the other way around. So one way would be from our collaboration, complementing approach, it could go a long way.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know we've approached communities, women, and when the husband knows that it's a women's organization that is in the community, they think, these women have just come to spoil our women. They've come to teach them the wrong things. And then they stay away. But now that there's another angle where men can be addressed separately, maybe the two organizations, as we say, we complement each other, will come together with both men and women together and speak the same language. I think the breakthrough will happen there.
Yes. We are here to complement each other.
Definitely.
And to work together for the same and common goal to empower the individual, the women, to empower the men, to empower the young adult. And our role from a coaching perspective is to achieve exactly that. So as organizations, if we could be perceived, if women go to their women-related meetings, when they come back, men must give an ear. When the men go to their meetings, and when they come back, the ladies as well should give an ear.
That's how we should.
And if we from our coaching services pick some gaps here and there, we normally would again take coaching services, marriage enrichment coaching services, young adults coaching services, at individual, at couples for those who are married, and for all those who need our services, we provide.
That's how it should be.
Now, I really want to thank you for that, those insights that you have given. I'm not so sure if there's a comment that where you think we must and we can complement each other actively.
Yes, I think we also need to, much as we are focusing on women empowerment,
Yeah.
we need to involve the men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Most of our programs may be women focused, but if we involve you as the men, we find that it's more receptive of the woman, and even being allowed to go and attend these meetings becomes possible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because if we don't involve them and they feel we have separated the issue, then they become very hostile.
Now, you mentioned something as we wind up. Do people need permission to come to attend such meetings?
Oh, yes, they have to consult.
Okay.
They have to consult. I think that's good, because then communication starts.
Okay.
If they don't consult, then we are creating conflict.
So that harmony, that communication must be there.
Is necessary.
I depict it as if the permission has to be granted. Consulting and getting permission could be different.
It's almost permission.
Yeah, we have seen people, yes, one of the observations that we've made, who may not be allowed to leave home, just to remain and stay with children.
Yes.
And that's what we are saying. We can empower our people, our public, our communities to a level that they appreciate the roles of WICO as an organization, they appreciate the roles that we are giving to the community.
Yes.
On that note, Mrs. Chirenga, we just want to appreciate you and thank you very much for coming through. We look forward to be working with you in terms of collaborations and teamwork.